Isabella Rossellini is Hollywood royalty, a Golden Globe-nominated actress, a model, a filmmaker, the daughter of film legend Ingrid Bergman, one of the world's most beloved actresses of all time. As a small child, Isabella loved animals, and she wondered, among other things, how much they think and how much they feel. She carried that passion into adulthood, and now with her soon-to-be completed master's degree in animal behavior and conservation, she is answering her own call of the wild. She takes a comedic and scientifically informed look at the link between humans and animals in her one-woman theatrical evening titled Link Link Circus. Let's take a look.
And this is what I try to do. Everything that I study at school that is very serious, I try to visualize and make it fun. And this time, I'm held by my little dog, Pam. Bark! Good! And I wanted to be like a circus. Roar! Just like when I was a little girl playing, only with the knowledge now of my master degree on animal behavior.
And we are delighted to have Isabella Rossellini joining us right now. It's so nice to have you here.
So nice to be here.
There is so much for us to talk about here. Let me start with this interest in animals you had as a child.
I always had it. Like, a lot of children are attracted to animals, and I was certainly attracted to animals too. I cried, I wanted to have a dog, and finally I got a dog, but I took care of the dog. I walked the dog, I fed the dog.
So you weren't a child that said, give me a dog, and somebody else take care of it. I just want to play with it.
No, I took care of the dog. I always loved animals. Everybody in the family does. Maybe me a little bit more than the others, and it always seemed to me that they were able to have feelings, and they were able to strategize, if the food is there, but I pretend to go there so I can sneak there. I thought that they had emotion very clearly, but I was often told that animals don't have that. They are incapable of reasoning. They don't even maybe have feeling. They just act on instinct. That was never convincing to me. And I stayed with that question.
So even as a young child, you had those questions.
Even as a child, I had those questions. I didn't know there were scientific questions, and I didn't know there was a whole world out there with lots of scientists looking into it.
The same questions that you had.
Yes.
So I've seen you said, look, you had this real passion. It wasn't just an interest, it was passion. But life got in the way.
Yeah.
You had your acting career, and your modeling career, and your filmmaking career. All of those things were taking place. And then you basically had the opportunity to say, let me come back to my passion.
Yes.
Tell me about, first of all, this notion of you're just about to complete a master's degree. Tell me what that's all about, and why did you decide to do that?
So it's actually kind of marvelous that, I'm going to be 67 to go back to university. Because when you go back at university as an adult, I do still like to get an A.
But it's not as compelling.
But it's not as compelling, and you really study for the curiosity of it. I'm not studying to have a career, because my career is basically ending. But it's just a curiosity of it.
Let me talk about the show.
Yes.
Right? I've had a chance to watch it. People talk about an elevator pitch. How do you describe this in one sentence? And I'm looking at it saying it's kind of this gleeful, comedic, sort of charades, but all bound together by science.
If I were in an elevator and I had to explain to somebody what my show is about, I would say I want two reactions from the public. I want the first reaction to be, ha, 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 a laugh, because I'm an entertainer. But the second reaction to be, I didn't know that. How interesting. That's science. So it's, ha, ha, ha. That's human brain, dog, sheep, bees, really small, but still make them do incredible things.
Let's start with the title.
Yes.
Right? Link Link Circus.
Link Link Circus refers to the fact that we are linked with animals, and where Charles Darwin stated that 150 years ago, he created a big scandal and a big pushback. But now science shows, and genetics shows, that we are linked with animals. And I don't find the linking offensive at all. I actually find it moving. And I found it that it fills us with.
Why moving?
I find it moving because I think it fills us with the responsibility that we're all, if not brothers and sisters, cousins, we're all related. And so it gives me a sense of stewardship, of taking care, of understanding.
You talk about Darwin, and in the show, you use one of Darwin's quotes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Darwin.
There are differences between humans and animals, but they are differences of degree, not of kind.
Darwin asked himself, the studies of animals, we study animals' bones, and we see that the same bones that constitute our hands can constitute the wing of a bat or the fin of a whale, so there must be a continuity, a link. But the cognitive continuity, scientists prefer the word cognitive, intelligence, mind, it was more difficult to prove, though Darwin speculated that the difference, as great as it is between us that have a superior intelligence and the animals, is a difference of degree, but not of kind. That something is common, as the bone that constitute our hand, the number of bones, they might take different shapes, but they are the same. And I think that's true. Not only it was confirmed with the studies that I've done, but also it's true from what I felt as a little girl as a gut feeling.
This has closed the circle for you.
It closed the circle for me.
When you look at the show, and I want you to just give a description. I want people to come watch it, so we don't want to give them everything about it. But you play a variety of roles?
I play a variety of roles. Well, I'm an actress, so all
Right.
my life I've been a model and an actress. And I've been an entertainer. And I wanted to talk about animal emotion and cognition, and science, so I thought it had to be funny, because just the word cognition...
I'll shut you down right away.
That's right away. And so I said, maybe I could do it like a little circus, because I always loved the circus. And it was always, as a child, it made me dream. So I dress up like a ringmaster. Between a ringmaster and a clown is my costume. And I made funny film, comical film to illustrate my points. And then I thought, if I could have my doggie come and I can dress her up like different costume and different animals, she would charm the audience. And indeed she does.
And she does.
So she plays a chicken, she plays a dinosaur, she plays a sheep, she plays several roles, a bee.
And
That's
she-
her least favorite.
Yeah, but she does take over. It reminds me of, it was a W.C. Fields that said, don't work with children and animals or something, because they'll sort of overshadow you. Well, your dog doesn't overshadow you, but your dog is a star.
Yeah,
on the
my dog
stage,
is a
yeah.
star. After the show, I always have to come out with the dog, because everybody wants to touch her and talk about the dog and caress her and know about her.
It's a great show, and it does indeed make you laugh and say, huh, I didn't know that. That's what
Thank
great
you.
theater does for us. Isabella, it's a pleasure. You be well. And a reminder for you folks out there that Isabella Rossellini's theatrical evening Link Circus will play April 18th through May 3rd at the Frederick Lowe Theater at Hunter College. For more information, visit us at metrofocus.org.